Ethereum. It's one of the most misunderstood cryptocurrencies out there. Crypto by itself is complicated enough, but Ethereum goes to a whole different level. In today's video, I wanted to show you why I believe Ethereum will likely go to $25,000 per coin. And yes, I truly mean that. This is not a clickbait title. I'm breaking it down into two important sections, but before I start, I wanted to get something out of the way. I personally do not own any Ethereum or cryptocurrencies. In fact, if you've watched my channel, I'm actually bearish on all cryptocurrencies in the long run. In fact, I love to reference Warren Buffett's opinion on this matter.
He gave you some Bitcoin. What's it feel like to be a Bitcoiner?
I don't have any Bitcoin.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't own Bitcoin?
No, I do not own one. I don't own any cryptocurrency. I never will.
And I stand by this opinion. But before you click off, hear me out. I still believe there's a very high likelihood that Ethereum will reach $25,000 a coin in the short term. And here's why. While various YouTubers, influencers, crypto experts, and investors love to talk about the different advantages certain coins have, my theory on Ethereum is relatively simple and rooted in basic economics. Right now, if we take a look at various crypto prices and market caps, we can see that the undisputed crypto king, Bitcoin, is currently valued at just over $1.17 trillion. Right behind BTC in second place is Ethereum, valued at just over $282 billion. A little bit of basic math tells us that Ethereum, if it were to reach $25,000 a coin, the market cap would have to be around 20 times bigger than it is now, totaling $2.79 trillion. A lot of you are probably thinking, there's absolutely no way Ethereum is going to be worth 2.5 times more than Bitcoin. And I agree. It's very likely that the ratio between ETH and BTC will always be around 0.02 and 0.05, meaning that Ethereum will forever be around 5 times smaller than Bitcoin, measuring in market cap. Now here is where I will lose a lot of people from the crypto crowd. Many hodlers believe that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like it will be used as the name suggests, as a currency. But from what history has showed us, this is very likely not the case. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and all the other big names in the space are today mostly used as a store of wealth, acting as pseudo-gold or as a speculative financial instrument traded by the day. So where am I going with all this? Well, if you have been looking around lately, you've probably realized that there's a fair bit of inflation going around. In fact, many are now finally realizing that the US dollar may not be as strong as the data suggests, and over the next year, it will likely lose significant amounts of its purchasing power, considering that the US Federal Reserve has printed 40% of all dollars that have ever existed in the last 13 months. Institutions around the world are holding trillions in cash, and now they're getting worried. Slowly, one by one, they're putting cryptocurrencies on their balance sheets. Take a listen to this exchange between Peter Schiff and Michael Venuto.
Your call, just so people know, is that it will hit 250,000 per coin within the next 3 years, 100,000 this month alone. What will get it there, in your opinion, Michael?
Sure. I'm going to spread that out to 100K over the year, but what's getting it there is the institutional adoption. They're all going in, right? So there's over $2.5 trillion in cash on the balance sheets of S&P 500 companies. Do you think they're buying gold? I think that they're getting Saylorized, right? They're sitting down with Michael Saylor and hearing the story. I mean, Peter, I know we joke about it, but they're not buying gold. They're buying Bitcoin.
Well, no, but they're not really buying Bitcoin either. I mean, first of all, yes, Tesla bought Bitcoin. About 2 weeks ago, they announced it. And the stock is almost in a bear market now. It's when I last checked, it was down 19% from its high. So investors in Tesla are not necessarily happy that Tesla has bought Bitcoin, despite the fact that it has a paper profit. Whether it can actually realize that profit and unload all those Bitcoin, that remains to be seen. But I don't think you're going to have a lot of institutions gambling on Bitcoin.
I don't think it's gambling.
The whole point about gold, hold on, Michael, the whole point about gold, the whole point, hold on, guys, the whole point about
If you watch this channel, you know I'm a big Peter Schiff fan, but unfortunately, I think he's fighting a losing battle. Sure, we can argue for hours about what is a better inflation hedge, gold or Bitcoin, but at the end of the day, the groupthink or the collective opinion of the masses will prevail even if it doesn't make sense. Economics is not always a science. An economy is made up of people, and while it's easy to assume they will act rationally, we know that humans are far from rational, especially once a herd gets going. So what does this mean for Ethereum? Well, to guess future prices, we have to make a foundation based on a theory. And my theory is that cryptocurrencies will challenge gold as a store of wealth, especially at the institutional level. If we take a look at all the gold in the world, the supposed market cap is right around $10 trillion. This is the mark Bitcoin should be striving for, and I think in the near future it will reach this level or get very close. Now that we know that, Ethereum has always been worth around 25 times less than BTC and correlates very closely to this level. We can figure out the future price by doing some simple math. Bitcoin's price at a $10 trillion market cap would be around $630,000 per coin. Divide that by 25 and you would get an estimated Ethereum price of $25,000 per coin. Now I know a lot of gold bugs are probably laughing at this possibility, but given the amount of inflation occurring throughout the world, this $10 trillion market cap could very easily be reached, especially if that 10 trillion isn't the same 10 trillion we feel today. Remember, we are referencing these prices by US dollar, and even by Peter Schiff standards, the US dollar is in a downward spiral while cryptocurrency is in a massive tailwind. Here is a very interesting debate talking about this very subject.
You have the bubble gang legacy guys like the Tulip Mania, Dennis Gartmans, or Nouriel Roubini, or the gold entomologist Peter Schiff. These guys have been wrong for months and years and decades even.
All right, I want to begin with you, Jason, because you called out Peter and the others. Why are you upset about this gold crowd and what their opinions may be on Bitcoin?
Well, you know, look, I think they've got it wrong, and I'm watching gold be kind of drained of its market cap, and I actually believe over time, in the next, say, 10 years, that Bitcoin will surpass gold's market cap.
Peter, you know, I've been reading on social media where this whole thing, you actually started this whole thing. Many are saying that you're jealous, that gold has lost its luster, and that it's just, you know, the arguments are great, except Bitcoin fills those arguments better.
Look, all Bitcoin is the latest iteration of fool's gold, and anybody buying it is ultimately a fool. Sure, if you bought it and it went up, you have the opportunity to sell to another person who doesn't realize that it's just a scheme. But most people are hodling it. They're not going to sell it because they're under the delusion that Bitcoin is going to be money one day. Well, it's never going to be money. Money doesn't fit the very definition of money. Money needs to be a commodity. It needs to have actual value unto itself, not just a use as a medium of exchange. Now, in America today and most of the world, nobody actually uses money. We use currency, which is a money substitute. And there are two types of currency. There's legitimate currency, where you have paper that is issued but backed by real money, which is what the Federal Reserve used to issue in the United States. And then you have fiat currency, which is paper money backed by nothing, which is what we have now. Well, Bitcoin is like a fiat digital currency. It's backed by nothing, except it doesn't even have legal tender status. So it's worse than traditional fiat currencies. And people who are buying it are going to wake up one day and they're just going to be a bag holder.
As someone who's neutral, who owns nor gold nor crypto, I see Schiff's point. But I also understand the wisdom of the crowds, and right now, for the short term, I truly believe that crypto will go up. And as long as that belief is held by the majority, the price of BTC and ETH will continue to flourish. At the end of the day, the crypto market is like every other market. Ethereum gets sold to buyers that believe that the price will go even higher. The only problem is that 376 people hold 1/3 of Ethereum coins, and once those 376 start selling, we could very easily see a massive downward spiral that could crush the hopes and dreams of millions of millennials banking on this coin as their ticket to a yacht. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed.